Senator, for your sensitive remarks you just made. Since you've referred us to the various Supreme Court decisions which were previously made, let me refer you to Supreme Court Constitutional Application number 2 of 2011. That was, I think, involving the matter of IBC. And allow me to make these remarks because I did my homework. Since yesterday 7 p.m. to today 7 a.m. I was doing my legal homework. An unbinding statement by court of its interpretation of the law on a matter submitted for purpose. The Supreme Court, in this particular case, paragraph 33, proceeds to state in the same paragraph, we consider that such an opinion in the context of Article 163(6) of the Constitution means legal advice rendered by court to the public body or bodies seeking the same by virtues of scope created by law. Since such an opinion does not flow from any contest of rights or claims disposed by the regular processes, it does not fall in the class of judgment or ruling or order or decree. Page 33 of the Supreme Court's decision in Supreme Court Constitutional Application number 2 of 2011, paragraph 33. Mr. Chair, allow me, because the distinguished senator talked about Article 179. Well, Article 179, sub-Article 1 and 2 of the Constitution provide for the composition of the County Executive Committee as comprising the governor, the deputy governor, the County Executive Committee. The same does not provide that a vacancy in any of these offices in a manner envisaged in the Constitution amounts to a contravention of the law. Again, Mr. Chair, the County Government Act, Section 41, subsection 2, it says you can run the affairs of your executive committee provided you have half the quorum of your full members. I don't have that section, but I did my homework last night. It says this: the County Government Act, Section 41, subsection 2 of 2012 provides that the quorum of the County Executive Committee shall is a must, shall be more than half its members. And we have complied with that. There is no time I have fired half of my cabinet. It's only 2-3 members. And I've got reasons for that, but I'll come to that at a later stage, Mr. Chair. This means, provided there are more than half members of the County Executive Committee, it is properly constituted. And it can be it can transact its daily business and exercise its mandate. And that is the law, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, allow me to give you a very good example. When I was a member of this house, at some point the president came with a dossier, ESSC dossier. There are so many CEC members, CSs, who are mentioned in that dossier. 4 CSs were mentioned in that dossier, and they were fired. One, Engineer Kamau, the CS in infrastructure, Engineer Davis, CS Davis Chichirir, Energy, Charity Ngilu, Kazungu Kambi Labor, they're all fired. The president was not, even Felix Boskei. In fact, 5 out of 10 were fired. The National Assembly never summoned the president. The Senate never summoned the president. It will have very good presidents, which would have been set today, Mr. Chair. And the National Government Cabinet operated. So the same case in Nairobi City County. I'm on record, even in this, the last appearance in this house, in this one of the committees, at the park, I confessed and said that I will fire all the lazy and the corrupt staff. The perception that was there, Mr. Chair, before I became the governor of Nairobi, I was fighting corruption. And corruption, Mr. Chair, is the main factor hindering development in any county government, Mr. Chair. And it's on record that Nairobi, before, monies meant for development were diverted. They ended up in individual pockets, Mr. Chair. I've been fighting this corruption war when I was the senator, when I was discharging my oversight role as the senator of this county. So I had history. I knew who was corrupt in Nairobi City County. I know the legal department, how they were stealing from widows, the rich and the poor of this county, how people used to tamper with the arrest records to frame fictitious arrest demand notes so that they steal properties belonging to widows, the poor and investors of this great county. Mr. Chair, that has reduced in Nairobi City County. We do not hear cases of investors, the widows, losing their property to these cartels because they were being helped by senior officers in Nairobi City County government. So I'm appealing to this House to help me in this war against corruption. If I fire senior officers in my government, I always have a reason. I want to give one example, Mr. Chair. My first days in office, I want to confess that I fired over 10 officers, including chief officers in the finance department. Why, Mr. Chair? I received some information from one of the staff that governor, hii mambo ilikuwa inafanyika wakati Kidero, sasa inafanyika. Hii pesa inaletwa kwa office ni mingi. Lakini ikifika jioni, mtu fulani anabeba na bagi 5 million, mwingine anabeba 10 million, mwingine anabeba 3 million, mwingine anabeba 1 million.
Governor, do you have evidence of that?
Yes, I will give you evidence right now, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
I'll give evidence, Mr. Chair. And these same senior officers, because you know, once a governor is elected, you inherit all the problems of the county. You cannot fire all the chief officers or directors you find in office, Mr. Chair. You just have to work with them, create good working relationship with them. My word was, let's forget about corruption. But these people, once they steal this money, they used to go to their former bosses in the previous administration, share the loot with them. And I had evidence. What I did, Mr. Chair, I called Mr. Moro.